got a very, very special guest. I'm very excited about this guest, Andre from Smoke. It's an Autodesk product. Andre Ferguson?
Marc-André.
Marc-André. Marc-André, I'm sorry, I messed that up.
That's fine.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you for coming here. I'm very excited about Smoke, and I'll tell you why. I saw Smoke last year. I don't know that much about it. And I was like, okay, this is interesting, this is cool. And I didn't really get to spend that much time with it. And then I wanted to get you on, and we couldn't get you guys on. We didn't have time. And then Final Cut, basically, I've declared here, it's dead. FCP is dead. And it's unfortunate. I loved FCP for a long time. And FCP-X, I like it, especially as a video journalist shooting and editing quickly, quick turnaround. It's great for me, but I cannot get an editor who wants to work on it and use it, and you can't share projects, and you can't share over a server and all that. So that's out of the picture. FCP, dead, done. I do not like Adobe Premiere at all. I do not like the Premiere family. I do not like the Adobe family. I think that they make good quality stuff, but I just don't like, it's drib and drab. It's PC to me. It's awful. It's awful looking. Remember, I'm bashing them, not you, so you're not hurting the competitors. I'm doing it. I don't like Premiere. I use it. I think it's got some good attributes. Right. I use it because I have to, because these guys want to switch to it, and it does have some really good attributes, but it depresses me every time I open it. I think that their audio is awful. They need to fix that, and it's just like, I turn on a Mac and I'm happy. I turn on a PC, I'm angry, sad, and bitter. That's how I am with Premiere. I don't want to use it. So, you guys offer an alternative called Smoke, and I just saw a demo of it earlier. I'm blown away. Tell me about Smoke and what it can do.
Smoke is an all-in-one, nonlinear editor, compositor, effects house, powerhouse, all-in-one product. So basically you've got access to all of these award-winning tools that we've been working on for the last 20 years directly in the timeline. So that saves you from having to go from one application to the other, like having all of these apps in your dock and learning all of these different apps and learning about all of these plugins, basically shuffling files from one place to the other and rendering, and then shuffling renders back into your timeline, into your favorite NLE.
What I saw before, which was so amazing, is I saw a boat, a video of a boat in a lake, and a guy, 2 seconds, he took, the boat had a dove painted on the side of it, he took the dove and just erased it. Just erased it. You can't do that in Final Cut. You can't do that in Premiere. Maybe in After Effects, but I'm not going to learn After Effects. He just took a pen, and I like that you're using a pen to edit, you know, one of those Wacom tablets.
Yep. So you don't have to use a Wacom tablet, but you know, if you start drawing stuff like that in that specific demo, you actually do draw part of the boat out, you know, and then clone like you do in Photoshop. You can clone part of the boat into where the dove used to be. So we also use our tracking technology just to make sure that that one paint stroke that you do gets tracked all around the scene, because the boat is moving around a lot. Now
walk me through the workflow. Do I have to transcode my footage first of all?
No, you don't.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's the only thing I like about Premiere. So I love that. Okay, and walk me through the workflow. So I capture, will it do 4K, will it do RAW, will it do all the formats?
Yes to all of these questions. So the cool thing about Smoke is that it can be the be-all and end-all of your pipeline, or it can fit in a pipeline that you already have. Right. I'm a Final Cut guy myself, so I loved Final Cut. I shed a tear when Final Cut Classic was declared dead. And you can take an edit from Final Cut Pro or Premiere or Avid and import it into Smoke, and all your sources would also come into Smoke. The other thing you can do is do everything in Smoke. So you can import your camera originals, you can import all of your media, ProRes, DNx HD, you know, P2, XDCam, whatever you're using, Red, ARRI RAW, DPX files.
How about support? If there's a new format that comes out, are you guys all over support? Or are you there to upgrade everything?
If the request is there, we'll work on it. We're really close with, you know, the major vendors, Sony, Panasonic,
so
Red,
you're ready to
ARRI. You know, obviously we all work with these people.
Because I always worry there's going to be some new format someday in the future from somebody, and it's going to hurt us all and make it harder. Now, what about using it on a laptop? I heard somebody say before, you can use it on a MacBook Air, which is what I like to edit on these days. How about a MacBook Air? Can you do it on that?
That is risky.
It is. It's always risky. That's what they say.
See, the thing with Smoke is that if you want the true power of Smoke, you need a fast machine, you need lots of RAM, and you need a big GPU.
How much?
That being said, it does work now on most MacBook Pros, an iMac, Mac Pros if you still have them. So I've seen it work on a MacBook Air with 4 gigs of RAM.
Well, that's what I got.
It works. It works. I mean, the GPU in a MacBook Air isn't that powerful.
Right.
So.
I want the new one with 8 gigs of RAM, though.
Right.
And then it'll work even better.
8 gigs is really a minimum. If
okay,
you
so
want
that's
to work
your
with
minimum.
Smoke.
Yeah.
It really is a power user's machine, so you want 8 gigs of RAM. Personally, I'd go for 16.
Okay.
I know not all MacBook Airs would do that. But definitely, if you want to experience the true power of smoke, you need a good graphics card, a lot of GPU, a lot of RAM.
So we've got that. I've got the MacBook Air, and I can upgrade that or change that. But we've also got a small tree, and they said they work well with you guys with Smoke. I've got a small tree array and server and the whole thing, and then I fan out to, we have up to 6 machines we can have at the same time. We have 4 going at one time usually. Sometimes 6 on bigger projects, and you can share the projects, no problem. I mean, that's what they said. I just want to hear it from you too.
You can share projects across multiple Smoke workstations that are on the same network. You can even open up a project that's on another machine locally.
Okay, so if somebody else is working on the project, you can also work on the project?
Yes, because we share libraries. Our bins and project structure are called libraries in Smoke, so you can share that from one Smoke system to the other.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
For example, you're talking about the small tree network. The only thing that Smoke really needs is to have read-write access to the root level of a folder. So a lot of IT administrators don't like that because they say, well, we don't want our Smoke users to have access to all of our other clients, so they'll make a little partition just for the Smoke network.
Okay.
So,
and then, is there a demo version available that people can try for 30 days or 15 days or something like that?
You can go to autodesk.com/smoke. You can download a free 30-day trial. There's plenty of training available now, which is something that's unique to 2013 compared to previous versions of Smoke. We've got the Smoke Learning channel. It's got over 70 hours of training available on YouTube. That's all free. We've got Ripple Training that does training for Smoke. We've got digital tutors. We've got a whole bunch of other people. FX PhD has great classes on Smoke.
What else is new in Smoke 2013? Excuse me.
2013 is a complete revamp of the application. So not only did we redo the entire UI to make it more friendly, more user accessible, we redid the entire timeline interface so it's more common to an NLE. So if you're coming from Final Cut, from Avid, you'll feel straight at home. It even comes with a Final Cut Pro 7 inspired set of shortcut keys. So coming from Final Cut, you can jump right in, F9 and F10 to insert and override. All of that is right there and there.
Wow.
So basically we want you to understand a timeline like that so you can get access to your effects tools a lot faster.
Do you edit with the Wacom tablet? Do you like that?
I personally don't, because I was never one of those graphic designers, compositors that use a Wacom. I like my mouse, I love my mouse. I can do everything with the mouse now.
I'm using the trackpad these days. I like that from Apple,
you can
but I
definitely
do like the Wacom as well.
So the cool thing about the Wacom is if you're doing any kind of elaborate masking or rotoscoping, obviously it's nice to be able to draw around a character with the Wacom.
Yeah.
You know, when you start doing that with the mouse, you can go, yeah, you know.
Right, exactly.
You want the precision.
Exactly. When this guy erased the part of the boat, he did that with, or drew over the part of the boat, he did that with the pen so beautifully, so nicely. Right. You couldn't do that with a mouse. Well, I guess you could, but it would be a lot harder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's either or. I mean, Wacoms now
or both.
Are
you can
so
switch
inexpensive,
off.
So you could have both. Exactly.
Yeah, when you go to the graphics part of it, you know, hey, I'm going to cover the boat now, because obviously when you're in your timeline, you're not cutting the boat. Or you're not, you know, doing that as you're editing. At least most people, I don't think would. I think you'd edit your structure and then kind of go back and do it.
Right.
And then so you can switch over to the Wacom if you wanted. Now there are some Wacoms even that have mice, you know, with them.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
You can do that too.
How much is it? It's about $3,000 a machine. Is that correct?
$34.95. $34.95. Yes.
And it's per machine.
It's per machine.
And you do sell like a multiple user license? So like if you had like 50 machines?
Well, considering that $34.95 is down about 60% from what it used to cost, and then when I started in the business, Smoke was super expensive. And now we're just making all of these tools more accessible to users like yourself, like what I used to do. I was Final Cut Pro artist and After Effects artist. I dreamed of having a
How about the color correction features? It's so important. How so many people are really turning to that. They're even shooting in flat. How about the color correction features?
Integrated color correcting tools right from the timeline. You can have the color grader, the color warper, which basically has 3 color wheels like you'd find in the color corrector in Final Cut, but it also has secondary color correction built in right in. You can key colors out. You can make, you know, really nice gradient softness and your colors right then and there. It's easy to copy and paste color effects from one clip to the other.
What about your chroma key or green screen? How's that?
Autodesk probably has the best keyer in the market. The master keyer comes with Smoke. There are actually 8 keyers in Smoke. And then not only can you use one of the keyers and try it out, you can also mask parts of your image out and use several keyers and build something called a modular keyer. So that's actually part of Smoke 2013 is Connect Effects. It's our node-based compositor. So you can build these really elaborate effects node trees, just like you would have done in Shake years ago if you use Shake. So you've got all of this right there and then,
so
they're available in the timeline.
Literally with the pen, can you take it and draw around somebody and say this is the like?
You can literally draw through the person. That's what I love about the Master Keyer. It's like you get a green screen shot, you just click on one end, you draw right through the character. As long as it hits green, the green disappears.
Wow.
Or blue, or whatever you're using.
Color you're
And
keying
then
out.
you've got all of these amazing tools just to refine your key, get a better looking edge, and then if you still can't fix part of the area, you can just slap another key on it and use a different tool, a different algorithm, and mix all of that together so you get perfect looking composites.
It seems to me like this is the way to go. This is the future. This is where everybody needs to move.
We like to say the Smoke is for editors who do more than just edit. If you're doing a documentary, you know, maybe you'll stick to your favorite NLE, but if anytime you want to do any kind of composite, you want to do editing with effects, and you want to do titling, you want to do 3D compositing, you need a tool like Smoke. Corporate world has been using Smoke for a long time, advertisement, and now we're branching out. We've got several filmmakers that are showing their productions in our booth this year. Anthony Brownmore, who does this magnificent film called Rep 5091 that couldn't have been possible without Smoke. And he did all of that on his MacBook Pro.
Well, what made it not possible without Smoke?
Well, you needed all of these tools, right? And he wanted to be able to have really high quality effects at the offline stage.
Okay, I got a question for you. How does it compare to After Effects? Because so many people love After Effects. I've never really loved After Effects. I've used it 3 times in my life. It took me 4 hours to figure out what I wanted to do, how to make it happen. I got it to work, but I've never really liked it, and you have this tremendous rendering time.
Well, After Effects is a layer-based compositor, so basically you just stack stuff up on top of each other like you do in a timeline in a traditional NLE. Smoke can do that, but also has a node-based compositor. So basically you can take one part of an image and then mix that with another image and branch out and take half of that image out and use that as a mask that will branch out into another part of the effect. And you can repurpose work that you've done for part of the image into another part. So you don't have to copy and paste stuff. You can basically say, use this in that image and that image and that image.
What about plugins like Red Giant and Film Looks and all sorts of transitions that all these guys, they love? What about all these plugins?
You can have the Gen Art Sapphire with Smoke if you want. The thing with Smoke is that it's got so many built-in effects that you end up not having to need any plugins, because we built our own plugin-like tools called Flame Effects. So you have a lot of look creation in the damage tool and all sorts of things like vignettes and film looks and noise reduction and adding back noise and patterns and all of this. All the graphics tools are already there. So most of the times people will use plugins because the app that they're using doesn't do the functionality that they need from the plugin. We have that already. You know, Connect Effects has over 60 nodes already.
Wow. It just seems
glow
like
tools and blur tools and all of that, and all of those talk to each other using our keyer tools, like I was telling you about, or our trackers, and all of these are mixed in together.
I'm so blown away by this because, you know, every time I've seen it, I saw it last year, I was really blown away, and I should have done the demo and I didn't, I walked away. And then I saw it today and I got this full demo and I was just so impressed. My producer Daphne Shimon was there. She's amazing. She's doing an amazing job producing all these shows, and she's a director and a filmmaker, and she's done an amazing job with her documentary, winning all these awards. And she was standing next to me and she was blown away, and she edited her documentary. And so, like, even when you said, well, it might not be for documentary people because they might just be fine in Final Cut or whatever they're using, I don't agree with that, because we're looking to be better. We're always looking to be better and easier, and those things don't necessarily work anymore because specifically of things like having to transcode and all these other things. Let's talk about audio. Audio always bothers me. Autodesk.com, by the way, if people want to go check out the free demo, and Autodesk.com if they want to buy it. Right? They can buy it right from the site?
You can buy it from the e-store if you want. We've got resellers, and we've got all electronic resellers. You can buy it from Amazon if you want.
What about the audio? That's such a big component and so important. And I personally, I love the way that Final Cut did audio, and I can't stand the way that you know, the audio is done in Premiere.
Okay, so you've got robust audio tools right in Smoke. You can mix everything but surround, I'd say. You can you can make a nice stereo mix, 32 independent channels. There's a mixing board. You can monitor your inputs and your outputs. We've got EQ and graphic EQ and compressors and everything you need to do a basic mix, basically. And you can export an NAB to Pro Tools if you need one, or to Audition, for example. So we've got a preset to export an NAB to Pro Tools with DNxHD 36 version of your offline. You can just start working right then and there.
Are you familiar with Premiere at all?
Yes.
Premiere puts your audio, both channels, on one line, and it's just nasty and ugly and doesn't work. And then Final Cut puts each channel on its own.
Yep.
Okay. What do you guys do?
We have stereo tracks. So basically, it's every track is on a separate channel. So
that's what I wanted to hear.
So every track is on a separate channel.
$34.95. I'm going to do the demo, but I'm sold. Autodesk.com for the demo.
/smoke.
/smoke, but you can find it anyway.
Pretty big website.
Autodesk.com. Yeah, well, because you got CAD, AutoCAD.
Yes, we have AutoCAD
and you have all sorts of other products. And AutoCAD, I mean, everybody's using this now with the 3D printers, the MakerBots, and I love the MakerBots and 3D printing. And so AutoCAD, I mean, people have been using it for years, but now it's even exploding more because you have AutoCAD for Mac now.
Yes.
Which is phenomenal. Finally, thank you.
We also make 3D Studio Max and Softimage and Maya, and
it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
And so Smoke works PC and Mac or just Mac?
Just Mac.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. All I care about is Mac. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm completely sold on it. Autodesk.com/smoke. Autodesk.com/smoke. Of course, I'm going to download the demo like all the viewers at home are going to do. But after that, I'm pretty confident here that that's what I'm going to use going forward.
I'm happy to know that.
And I do think the price is reasonable. It's a little bit more money than Premiere, but it's reasonable. It's so robust because it offers you so much. So
we think so. It's a professional tool. It's priced accordingly.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for
coming
on,
Mark. I really appreciate it. That's Mark from Smoke, made by Autodesk. Marc-André. He is the man. Smoke is the program I think everybody needs to switch to and check out. At least check it out. I think it's the program that's going to be the one that everybody should switch to. I like it. I like what I've seen. I'm very excited.